Influencing could go from you being extremely positive to you being extremely negative to you being controversial to you just sharing your day to day. I choose to be on the positive side, choose to be positive and uplifting and just show my day to day life here in West Virginia as a Charlestonian. Charleston can sometimes get a negative rep, and I absolutely can't stand that. So I try to be the person to uplift our community.
Now, are you a native Charlestonian?
Yes, I'm actually from Rand originally. So, yes, I'm originally born and raised in Rand, and then I have lived in North Charleston all of my adult life.
You know, recently, I think like a week or so ago, ESPN2, I think it was, just reran the Rand University.
Yes.
And I actually watched it again. I watched it when it was new, and it came out like, 10, 12 years ago. They reran it, and I was flipping through the channels on the weekend, and I saw that, and I watched it again. It was a very good documentary.
Yes.
It really was. When are we going to do a documentary about North Charleston?
Ooh, I don't know, but that would be good. They call that Dogtown.
Yeah, I know. I learned that doing this show, and you would be a great person for that.
That would be fun.
You know, there are influencers all over the world, but I think that the fact that we have some based here in Charleston is pretty cool. How did you get into this whole thing?
Honestly, just organically. It wasn't planned. I literally just started sharing local news, uplifting local businesses, especially the new businesses. And my page just started growing drastically. I did recently create a new page that's So Jam Fancy, so you can follow me at Jessica A. Martin or So Jam Fancy. Either one, I'm going to be sharing uplifting things, positive things, and a lot of local things as well, just because that's where my heart is. But as far as like how I got started or what made me start it, it's nothing new, and I just am just myself. I really didn't expect any of this. So it's really crazy, and it's coming full circle because I used to make everybody's MySpace layouts and, all those little fun things. And it's just all come full circle now. So as far as how I did it, there's not really like a secret sauce on how to do it. I just suggest being yourself, being consistent, and you'll eventually grow your following.
Now, you said that you choose to do mostly positive things, and I've followed you for some time, and that's pretty much all I've seen you. What in a world where it seems like we thrive on negativity, and that's what keeps social media going, why do you choose the positive?
I just feel like there are so many people that need it. And a lot of those people that do focus on the negative need that positive aspect to uplift them. So I choose to be the light and choose to be the person that brings that positivity to them.
How many followers approximately do you have? Because I know you've been in the studio for 10 minutes, so you probably increased while you were here. But approximately how many followers?
I have almost 36,000 followers on Facebook.
And what was the amount of time it took you to get to 36,000?
So I have been monetized on Facebook for almost 4 years. So a lot of people are new to monetization on social media. And all I can say is just be consistent. It took me 4 years, but I didn't start taking it very serious until the last year. Other than that, it was just me posting all the time and uplifting businesses and doing different things like that. And then within the last year, I was like, you know what? This is crazy. My following is growing really fast. I really need to start focusing more on this. So I've kind of really taken the lead and started being a little more serious.
Now, how does one get into the monetizing of social media posts?
So it's very different now. It used to be invite only. I got invited almost 4 years ago.
Now, who invites you? Is it
Meta?
Meta, okay.
Yeah, Meta is who invites you. Okay. And I think now to get in the content monetization program, you do still have to be invited, and there are certain criteria, like how many followers you have to have, certain amount of engagement, all of those things before they'll actually monetize you on social media. Okay. So the first key is just to start posting consistently and authentically.
And there's so much news, even in an area, and you focus primarily on Charleston and the surrounding areas, but there's so much news out there. How do you choose what it is that you post for that day?
I'm really choosy. I don't like political things. I don't like anything too controversial in a bad light, at least. And I pretty much just, I don't know. If I see a new business is coming, I try to uplift them. If I see a business is maybe struggling to stay open, I try to uplift them. Then as far as news-wise, it's anything that could stop somebody from getting somewhere. So if there's a traffic alert, if there's something where there's a missing child, anything that could possibly help someone, and I know that I have the platform for it, I try to.
Talking to Jessica Martin. Again, it's 9:15, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Winter time now, but we're thinking about baseball over at Go-Mart Ballpark. Now would be a great time to get your season tickets for the upcoming 2026 season. You can also pick up your merchandise and more at dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Last week on social media and on the airwaves here, big story was the mayor's comments during city council, during her State of the City address, that the city of Charleston hoping to enter into talks with the owners of the Town Center Mall, the whole group, about the city taking over the mall. And that really got comments ablazing on your page. How did you because there was and look, I heard it on this show. I got it off the text line here on my social media as well. Everybody's got an opinion, but how did you separate that into, okay, this is positive, this is not big? And you even said a couple times, I was following you that night, you even said something that, let's keep it positive, let's keep it positive. How difficult was that?
So we all want the mall, we all want the mall to be something successful. And my thinking of all of it is, the mall is not going to be what it was when I was a kid and we would go to the mall movies and shop and all the things. It's a whole new time frame now, whole new generation of kids, and anybody that can be positive about what's to come for the Charleston Town Center, I think it's just insane. I think it's selfish. I think we should all want the best for that area, that space. It may not even be that same building in the end, So I just try to stay as positive as I can on my page and let people know if you have something negative to say, that's why you have your own news feed. Don't bring it to mine. Yeah. Don't bring it to mine. Take that on somewhere else. So,
well, and I think one of the things we talked about this on the show last week is everybody thinks that they've got a great idea. And when I had Mayor Goodwin on the show last week, she talked about it. She said, hey, we appreciate the ideas. But the truth is, if we bring in a blank fill-in name here, whether it's, Dave and Buster's or whatever, it's not going to save the town center. It's not.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
And multi-use is where it's going to probably head if this deal works out, where you're going to have a variety of things. You're going to have office space. You're going to have living space. Like you, and I'm a lot older than you. It's not going to be the Charleston Town Center of 1988 ever again.
Exactly.
And we need to get that out of our heads. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm being a realist here.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And I mean, I think that it's a huge space and there are so many different things that could be done with that space. And I have faith and trust in Amy and the city of Charleston that they will make the best decision for our kids. It's really about our kids now. Mm-hmm. It's not really about us that much anymore. We're all oldies now. So it's really about what we can bring to our kids. Think about how many memories that we have there as kids. We want that same type of experience for our kids, but modern day, of course.
Yeah. All right. What else is positive that's keeping you busy these days in the Charleston area?
Oh, all kinds of things. I was invited to Carnival, so that's exciting. I have to give them their shout out. Make sure you get your tickets to Carnival because that does fund a lot of different programs that they have
at
there
at the Clay Center. We talked about it on the air yesterday, and if you're going to get your tickets, you need to do so over the next couple of days.
Yes, because they do sell out. Yeah. So I have Carnival coming up, and of course, I'm always looking forward to the regatta. A lot of people don't realize that I am the owner of Fancy $5 Fashion as well, and I do a lot of the fairs and festivals that are here local. So I sell $5 accessories. So if you go to those fairs and festivals, which you should, you'll see me there with my booth.
And I want to have Bryan Hughes, the regatta chair, is going to be on a little bit later on the show to talk about where we are as we move into the regatta. Because when you wake up with temperatures at like 23 or 24 degrees, you're like I was talking about the Dirty Birds earlier. You're thinking baseball. You're thinking regatta. Oh, by the way, I had a text here, and normally the texts to the show are anonymous. We don't know who they are, but sometimes people will text my personal phone here, so I don't care. I don't think this person would care if I read this. Jessica Martin is a former student, and I'm so proud of her. She's always so positive. From Fred Albert.
Oh my gosh, I love Fred Albert. He was my math teacher in, let me think, 6th grade at DuPont. And oh my goodness, I literally, first of all, we have a relationship so great that I called him my dad in middle school. And he still calls me his daughter. I'm shocked he didn't call me his daughter in that text message. But he's one of those teachers that you'll never forget. Like, I'll never forget him. He was literally such a great teacher. And math has always been my strong suit. I'm just such a nerd. And we bonded because of that. He loves math. I loved math. And he was just wonderful. And then still to this day, he checks in on me. Like, he was just such an amazing teacher.
And, it's interesting. when it comes to the teachers that you remember. Sometimes it's not about the lessons. Some of my favorite teachers, and I don't know if they want to hear this or not, some of my favorite teachers in public school, I can't really tell you a whole lot about their classroom.
Right.
It's the other things I learn from it. And I know Fred is one of those those type people.
He's the best. I already knew all the math. I'm just kidding. He
Lucky
he
you,
gets credit.
because when it comes to me and math, I'm not anything I can memorize. You give me a history book, whatever,
Right.
I'm good. But anything math, not so much. That's why I ended up in the media. Remind people where they can follow you on social media, because if you're not following Jessica Martin, you need to.
So you can visit jessicaamartin.com, and it's going to give you all of my social media links. So jessicaamartin.com, and you can go, it'll show you where my TikTok pages, my Facebook, all the different social media platforms. It's all listed on jessicaamartin.com.
What is the hottest thing going as far as social media? Because, forever it was Facebook, and now Facebook's kind of, not say Facebook's still the biggest, and there's a lot of people on it, and then X or Twitter, and then it was Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. What's the new thing out there right now?
So I guess TikTok would be the number one, and that's because the youth generation loves that the most.
Okay.
So wherever the youth is, that's usually what's the most trending. So my old bones are trying to get on there a little bit more, even though I do love that blue app called Facebook. But TikTok is definitely where most people get on and scroll and scroll and scroll and go down rabbit holes and all the things.
And I'll close with this. There was a meme I posted about once a year to remind people that it was posted by some young person that said, if only there were an app that would tell people in real time what the news is, what the weather is, things like that. And somebody responds, oh yeah, that's called radio. That's what we do. So you can embrace all the new technology, but don't forget us folks here in radio. We've been doing it for a long, long time, and we try to do a great job. Jessica, always a pleasure to have you on the show. This is the first time I've had you, but I'll tell you, you're going to be back on again, because I want you back on the show again.
Yay,
anytime. You're always welcome here. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's been a pleasure.
All right, it is 9:22. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Morgan & Morgan. If you're injured, hire Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Chris Miller, candidate for state senate, coming up a little bit later on. Bryan Hughes on the regatta, and the new magistrate here in Kanawha County, Gilbert Roush III, coming up on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Biggly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street has served 3 generations of shoppers since 1955 as the largest locally owned independent grocery store in the area. The Joseph family owners grew up here, so they're invested in the community. They provide the biggest variety of choice meats, the freshest produce, in-house deli bakery, great wine selection, and more of your favorite brands. Every purchase gives you gasoline points so you can save at our pumps. Order online or pick up at bigglypigglywiggly.com. Not just any Piggly Wiggly, Biggly Piggly Wiggly.
One Wednesday, tune in to Ask the Expert with Larry Dawson, only on 580 WCHS. With decades of experience and the We Buy Cars trademark, Larry provides personalized service to help you sell your vehicle hassle-free or find the perfect car to your specs. Get expert advice on navigating the auto market with trust and transparency. Ask the Expert, hosted by Del Cooper, Wednesday morning at 8:20. Learn more at WCHSnetwork.com/expert.
The single most requested clothing item by those in need is socks. On Thursday, January 22nd, WVRC Media will host a Drop Your Socks drive-thru sponsored by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration and Axton Construction at our studios on Virginia Street East in Charleston. From 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., you can drop off a package of brand new socks without even leaving your vehicle. Also, cash or check donations to Union Mission, who will distribute donations. Help make this winter warmer for West Virginians in need. WVRC Media and 580 WCHS support our community.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, baby.
Welcome back to the show. It's 9:25. The A-Train, Anthony Hartman, is our producer today. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor, text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a pizza bowl, only $22.99. Find your nearest Huston's Pizza for delivery, pickup, or dine in at hustonspizza.com. We are efforting the newest magistrate in Kanawha County, Gilbert Roush III. So we're working on the scheduling right now because he was supposed to be here at 9:20, but maybe running a little bit late. So we'll try to get him in here when we can. If not, we'll reschedule him for another time. I do want to let you know that coming up a little bit later on the show, Chris Miller is going to join us. Chris Miller, of course, auto magnate. You know him from that field. You know him from the Dutch Miller commercials. But he's also getting involved in politics and has been. He ran for governor in 2024, and unfortunately for him, didn't win. But he is making a run at state senate. And we're going to talk to him about his campaign coming up a little bit later on. Also, Bryan Hughes is going to join us. Bryan, although he's no longer with the television station here in Charleston, Bryan is still very heavily involved in the community, including the Charleston Stern Wheel Regatta. And he is going to join us a little bit later on as well to kind of let us know about some planning for the regatta. Everybody always wants to know where or when, I should say, are the new acts going to be announced that will be coming to regatta. They were not quite ready for that yet, but we are going to talk about some other things related to regatta. Because, I mean, if it's in the middle of January and it's 23 degrees when you leave your house, you want to start thinking about warm weather things. So we're going to talk to Bryan about that coming up a little bit later on. A reminder that tomorrow the West Virginia legislature will gavel in. Metro News Talk Line will be live with Wilson and Meadows from there 2 or 3 times a week. Now, this week they're going to be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They will be there live at the Capitol, though, starting tomorrow. The governor will give his State of the State tomorrow night at 7. We're going to have coverage on air and on the Metro News TV app coming up tomorrow night. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this session this time, because I've been kind of following this. A couple of weeks ago, the House came out, Speaker Roger Henshaw and the Republican caucus came out, and they laid out their plans for the upcoming session. And there seems to be a little, shall we say, uncertainty when it comes to what the Senate's going to do. And on Friday, the Associated Press and West Virginia Press Association, I think they do this thing called the Legislative Look Ahead. And what there were some questions that came out of that. I don't think that the Senate President, Randy Smith, was in attendance. I think I was told he had a medical thing going on or something. He wasn't there. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Senate is. I mean, from an outsider looking in, it looks like the Senate may be a little, I don't want to say that they don't have a plan. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they haven't presented one yet, and that's okay. That's their prerogative. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Senate is going to do. And there are a lot of folks that are going to be running for the state Senate on the Republican side, trying to take out current senators. I know in one particular district, the district that Eric Tarr is, there's at least 2 other Republicans that are running, and sometimes when that happens, it ends up working out well for the incumbent. So we'll see what happens. But again, I do want to let you know that Talk Line again will be broadcasting live from the Capitol on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. Generally speaking, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, Wilson and Meadows will go live there at 10:06. Later today, Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barrett and me, powered by Salango Law. The Dean, the GOAT, Hoppy Kercheval, is going to join us. He is in town moderating. It's probably starting to wrap up right now, if it hasn't already, the Issues and Eggs event, the annual event. Charleston Area Alliance, Charleston Chamber involved in that. That happened this morning at the Marriott in Charleston. He's going to join us in studio coming up a little bit later on. Also, State School Superintendent Michelle Blatt is here. Steve Roberts from the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce will join us. Also, we're going to be joined by House Minority Leader Sean Hornbuckle on the show today as well. If there's a quote in this morning's paper and reported elsewhere from Sean Hornbuckle, Delegate Hornbuckle out of Cabell County, that they really want to legalize cannabis, recreational cannabis in West Virginia, and that they want to make that a priority on the Democrat side. So we're going to talk to Sean Hornbuckle about that. Some of the folks that will be on the show today, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, again, coming up at noon today. On this show tomorrow, we're going to put a wrap on the Christmas season. The Salango Law Light the Night at Gomart Ballpark. Andy Shea and Jill Guerin from the Dirty Birds will be here. Dr. Casey Sachs of Bridge Valley will show up. Will be on the show tomorrow. And next week is Restaurant Week in Charleston, and we're going to get into that coming up on tomorrow's show as well. I do want to remind you about something that we are trying to do. I think this is the second, maybe third year we've done this. So I'll have to talk to Rob Reel about that. Our annual Drop Your Socks events. The stations of WVRC Media Charleston and Union Mission inviting you for our big event next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., and we are looking for new socks. You can drop them off on that Thursday. That's the 22nd, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., and we can also accept cash and check donations as well for the Drop Your Socks event. We'll be talking to Rob Reel about that. And the single, as you've heard Rob say, and the promos that we're running will say this, the single number one thing that people ask for, or the most requested item when it comes to the folks like Union Mission, these folks that do this sort of thing, is socks, warm socks. And last year we collected, I don't know, like several hundred pairs of socks, and I'm not even sure how much cash that we did. So we're going to start at 7 a.m. next Thursday, 1 week from this Thursday, on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. Really simple. You don't even have to get out of your car. You know the way these things work. You basically will do a loop in the parking lot, and all of our stations take part in this. All your favorite WVRC Media Charleston personalities will be out there collecting the socks. The only thing we ask is that they are new socks. All right, they can be. We just want them to be new socks. That's the only thing that we ask. All right, and you can give us some, you can give us all, you can do whatever you want for our drop your socks amount. All right, so we've had a little bit of a scheduling problem, which probably is on my end. For the new Kanawha County Magistrate Delbert Roush, looking at the schedule, it is on my end. The problem was 100% on my end. So not on the show today. He will be on the show. Hey, you keep it down in there. The A-Train Anthony Harmon giving me crap about this. All right. Yeah, I apologize. It's tomorrow. It's not today. But I'll tell you who is here. It's our good friend Bryan Hughes. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Just tagged you in here a little bit early because your boy here messed up on the schedule.
I heard you dancing like nobody's business. I mean, you had tap shoes on there.
Well, luckily, I'm pretty good at it. They tell me. I don't.
Those dance lessons back when you were a kid finally paid off. All that clogging.
Yeah. All right. So Bryan Hughes is here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
All right.
A little chilly this morning, but hey.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Life happens. All right. Well, let's warm it up and talk about regatta a little bit. All right. So you're the chair. Is that your official title?
No official title, but I primarily am doing the fundraising. Or that's my primary role at this point. Then I go into operations once we get there. But listen, we've been going full force with our fundraising because this is a big year coming up. I mean, it's a 2025 or 250th birthday of America. So we've got to celebrate that. We've got a couple of boats that are turning 100 years old this year. The regatta's in its fifth year of the return, and then the American Stern Wheel Association, which I'm the president of. Turns 50 years old this year as well.
All right.
Big year.
It is a big year indeed. And give us the dates of the regatta.
So we're July 2nd through July 5th, and that's at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When we've spoken to the fireworks folks, they've said no time and a couple of these families that, by the way, most of fireworks are based out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Italians. Yeah. They know how to blow things up.
Because I remember when I was helping out with the Freedom Festival down in Logan years ago, there was one big company. They always advertised and they didn't just say fireworks. They wanted their name mentioned. It was like the Zambelli brothers. Yeah, they wanted their name mentioned in the advertising.
Oh, let me tell you, the Zambelli brothers. You've got the Pyrotechnica group, and they actually all are descendants of the same family. Mm-hmm. So they've just broken off when somebody goes, I can do this better than you guys, and they break off. But yeah, most of the fireworks celebrations are booked out of Pittsburgh.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. But they said no time in the 100-year history of some of these, 100-plus year history of some of these families and organizations have they ever had a date that has been so perfectly placed in which they have to do massive celebrations across the country. So we're going to have a fun time. The good thing about it is, if you want to be a part of the of the celebration, we are absolutely willing to talk with you, find ways to help you grow your brand, make things unique for you and your company. But this is a time that corporate citizens need to step up because we are here to help you every single day of the week and of the year, to make sure your business continues to grow. But if there's a time to give back to to celebrate America,
right,
and everything that we've accomplished, whether this country, whether you think it's broken or it's perfect or it's somewhere in between, it's time to celebrate this long 250-year experiment.
And
because that's what it is.
And from time to time, Brian, I wonder how the experiment's going, especially over the last couple of years.
Listen, I know, I agree. There's times I look at how I'm like, what are you people doing? But the good part about it is, we get to come together every couple of years, every 4 years, and we get to, let our voices be heard. But this is the time to celebrate the fact that our voices can be heard, celebrate those people who have given the ultimate sacrifice, and it's going to be a fun time. But this year, when I have been meeting with many of our sponsors, I've said, if you can help us out a little bit more, because things are going to cost a lot more this year, just help us out, step up the plate just a touch more. Nearly every single organization has stepped up to the plate. And that's a cool thing. This is going to be an awesome celebration. The mayor and the entire Charleston Sternwell Brigada board, the city employees, everybody's excited. Plus, we also know June into that first week of July is a massive undertaking for the city with the bike races, with the USA Cycling, which is so exciting. And then you've got the gymnastics. There's going to be USA Gymnastics and their new stuff. That's going to be some really fun times.
Talking to Bryan Hughes again about the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. Now, everybody always asks, when will the entertainment be announced? I'm not asking for it today,
right.
But when will it be announced?
We hope to announce somewhere, because the thing is, we just don't have all of it booked. We've got some of it booked, but we hope that maybe sometime during March or April we might be able to do that.
Okay.
With gusto, because the other thing too is everybody's got to be on the same page. So once we're all on this, once every single artist, their management teams, and we're all on the same page, then we can do it. But one of the most popular things from last year. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! The Valley Gym and the Sternwell boat rides. Everybody loved that.
Yeah,
so
it was
much
a huge
fun.
hit last year.
Yeah,
huge hit.
So we've been chatting with them, and we expect that to grow. There are more opportunities with that, but there's so many different things. From the carnival, the kids zone, to all the food that you could possibly imagine. So that's going to be fun. But listen, we're going to have a big party and celebrate America's birthday.
That's the plan. That's the plan. So, I mean, again, I don't want to give away too much now because we're just in January, but are there new things this year coming? You don't have to tell me what they are, but are there new things that are in that head of you and the rest of the committee and the city that you're thinking about?
If there's anything that because we've laughed about it, and we said if there's any time to do something and go over the top, it's this year, and we do have some things that we're planning, and and here's the deal, as the mayor said the other day, we got to keep this all under wraps because we won't make this a big party, but it is going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be so much more fun. The wiener dog races are going to be awesome. You've got and this is one thing I don't think people realize that we have this little hidden cove. It's called Capitol Street. It's not so much hidden during the day, but during a regatta, it's hidden. And we put a jumbotron at the end of Capitol Street, closest to the river, and you can sit there with your lawn chairs in incredible comfort because there's a lot of space up there. And we've got speakers that go specifically to Capitol Street and a jumbotron. You can relax, step into whether it be Groove or Sam's Uptown Cafe and now 101 just right across the street. You have that opportunity to sit there, relax, and enjoy the concert there as well without having to get over into the main footprint and try and fight some of the crowds. But so there's a lot of things that you can still do and still enjoy it all.
Talking to Bryan Hughes about the Regatta of the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by Generations Ford of Hurricane. Drive home in a newer quality pre-owned Ford. No payments to qualified buyers for 90 days. Generations Ford just off the Hurricane exit of I-64 or online, generationsford.com. One destination for every generation, Generations Ford. See dealer for details. All right, this is going to be your, not your final one. We'll have you on several times between now and then. But for today, your final plea, if you will, for sponsors, because if you're a company, I mean, there's no bigger event in one place I can't imagine in West Virginia. Maybe Bridge Day, but it doesn't have that's a one day thing.
One day
for that, you're not going to have your name out there any other opportunity that you're going to have your name in front of that many people is what you will with Regatta.
The equivalent of the Charleston Sternwell Regatta is 3 Mountaineer football games back to back to back. It is you're reaching an audience that is massive. It stretches states upon states away, and and it also gets the locals here so excited. But this is a time for you to be a corporate citizen, step up to the plate, have some fun with us, and to celebrate America's birthday, the Sternwells. These boats are, what helped get the coal and the salt trade going up and down the rivers. And we celebrate that every single day. I celebrate every single day I live on one, full time.
Right.
And just so you know, the dog, she's happy. But she does want me to get out of the boat and get away at some point.
All right.
I'll try.
Website, social media, where can people learn more about what's going on, kind of leading up to the event?
CharlestonSternwheel.com is the best place to find us. And you can also find us on our Facebook page, Charleston Sternwell Regatta. It is quite easy. And let me tell you something. We're going to have a party. And Dave, just so you know, I'm personally inviting you. And if you'd like to, I think you can do a radio show on my boat if you'd like.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
We did it, I think, the first year the regatta was back, we did that. So
well, if there's a time to do it, this will be the time.
This will be the time.
Yeah.
Right, Bryan Hughes, appreciate you being here. 19 minutes away from 10, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine, a podcast promoting healthier lifestyles in and beyond the state. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetronews.com, under the podcast menu. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
The new year is underway, and it's time for a new beginning in a new ride. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is standing by to help you start off the new year right with a new four-wheel drive that's ready to tackle even the harshest of West Virginia winters. Gene and Ryan have marked down inventory across the lot, both new and pre-owned, and you're not going to want to miss out on these deals. Not only is their lot completely stacked with inventory, but there's also new cars coming in all the time. And you know you're going to get the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals. So what's the holdup? Walker has something for everyone this winter, so get moving. Take that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
And now a scary story brought to you by Instacart. Saturday was busy, but now it's Sunday, so you're rotting in bed. And that's when you start to smell something rotten. And it's not you. You follow the smell to the laundry room where you find a full pile of laundry and an empty container of detergent. Panic sets in, but then you open Instacart and order everything you need to get your life back together, delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. For one less Sunday scary, we're here.
Hi, DSW, birthplace of the humble brag. Here, the shoes are so good, no one would ever know how little you paid. If you didn't go telling everyone, that is. And with never-ending options for every style, mood, and occasion, all at really great prices, we'll definitely give you something to brag about. So go ahead, stock up on fresh sneakers from your favorite brands, or try those boots you always secretly knew you could pull off. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or at DSW.com. Let us surprise you.
Disaster strikes sometimes, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Rainbow Restoration of Kanawha and Putnam counties can take the worry and stress out of putting your home back together when disaster does strike. Whether it's fire or water damage, mold removal, or even full-service reconstruction, the trained professionals at Rainbow Restoration can help make it home again. It's not the end of the world with Rainbow Restoration. Call 304-201-0101.
Welcome back to the show. It's 16 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Bridge Valley Community Technical College. BridgeValley.edu. That's the website, Bridge Valley Community Technical College. Your career starts here. I did mention that we had scheduled on the show today Delbert Roush III, the new magistrate in Kanawha County. Error on the host and the booking agent. I'm going to blame the bookers of the. Oh, yeah, that's me.
Oh.
The booking agent on the show. It's actually tomorrow. I planned all this stuff and texting back and forth. Yeah, it's actually tomorrow. So now I got to mess with tomorrow's schedule a little bit.
Sure, you'll figure it out, but it's always fun, right? It's like trying to herd cats with a pistol sometimes.
I'll figure it out. That voice you hear is Chris Miller, who is going to be a candidate for state senate.
Yeah, I'm really excited, man. Thanks so much for having us on. We get to file today, and the news is public now. You're the first on-air radio interview in person that we've done, Dave.
Wow, you could have done much better than me.
I disagree. You're pretty okay in my book.
All right. Yeah, you and I've known each other for a long time. But what made you make this decision, Chris? Thanks for coming,
Dave. Yeah, we have to. I don't want to tout a bunch of negativity, but if we're going to look at the numbers and look at where we are as a state right now, we have serious problems. We've been declining in population. We have an aging population, and we have a financial catastrophe that's coming because of the way the funding works for the Affordable Care Act and Medicare and Medicaid expansion. As our population continues to age and we don't have a productive workforce below it, then the revenue gets basically upside down, and it's going to affect the bond ratings and put us in a financial tailspin. And that's when the deep austerity happens. And so the way to fix this is just like any time that I buy a business, I systematically analyze it, and then I determine how in the world we're going to take it from where it is, because you don't buy a business that's really rocking and rolling and cranking, right? You're always buying struggling businesses most of the time. You create a game plan and a blueprint to fix the problem, and then you go through and execute. And that's exactly where we are in the state. We have a serious financial catastrophe coming, and it's going to take our best and our brightest on the field to fix it. It starts and ends with economic development, because the solution to every problem that we have, from population to healthcare, to the foster care system, to everything that involves our economy, we got to add 200,000 people to our state over the next 10 years. We absolutely positively have to. And that's a function of economic growth and development. And who better to do that than people that literally employ people? I employ about 650 people and understand how to operate a business. It's the same darn thing. We're going to get in there and make ourselves very appealing to commerce and investment and turn West Virginia into an absolute engine of economic development, because we have to. So there is a key thing here that we need to discuss. We are living in artificial intelligence age. It is going to change absolutely everything. And it just so happens that West Virginia has everything that the rest of the country needs in this emerging 21st century economy. And it starts and ends with being able to produce massive amounts of energy, and also all of the water resources that we have. It takes massive amounts of water to cool all the servers to provide the computational power. It takes massive amounts of water to manufacture the qubit chip, which is the next generation of artificial intelligence chips. It takes massive amounts of power to power the computation, to literally fund all of the future. And West Virginia has a key role that we can play by turning ourselves into the battery of the East Coast. And here's where the real game changer happens, Dave. We dramatically uptick the amount of power that we're producing. It dramatically lowers the cost, and we export the power. When we do that, we're an ability to where we can dramatically drive down the cost of power and use that as the foundation of all of the economic growth and development. So if we're the state in the union that's power is 80% cheaper than anywhere else, it is an absolute game changer, because businesses that are power intensive will come to us. But then you also think about Jim and Susie Adkins. Both of them are on Social Security. You cut their power bill by 70 to 80%. You've done something incredibly impactful for them as well. And that's what good government is. And that's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of nothing but solutions and fixing problems.
Talking to Chris Miller. And again, this is the 5th district.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's primarily Cabell County, but explain the district, what area it is.
A little bit of Cabell, all of Cabell, and a little bit of Wayne County.
Okay.
And Mike Woelfel was the senator in the state out of the 5th district for the past 3 terms. So he served for 12 years. He is just a fantastic guy. He's a close friend of mine, and he decided that it was time for him to step aside, and so he's passing the torch on to me, and I'm going to roll up my sleeves and rock and roll and do everything I can to represent the 5th district.
Interesting you say, because Woelfel was a Democrat, and you're a Republican, and you're saying he's passing the torch on to you.
Mike and I played basketball together. I'm close with his sons. They're my age. They're great people, and we're family friends. And get past the political party stuff. They are good human beings. The Woelfels are just great people, and I'd do anything with them.
Talking to Chris Miller, who is going to make it official, I guess, later today when you head to the Secretary of State's office. When you leave here, he's going to be running for State Senate out of District 5. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Pinnacle offers a 4-phase assessment for your properties: inspection, sampling, and analysis, comprehensive reporting, and management planning. Visit pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can't hurt you. Of course, Chris, you ran for governor last time around. What did you take away from your bid for governor?
The absolute best thing about the state of West Virginia is the people. And I got the privilege to travel all around the state. My wife and I got the privilege to travel all around the state and meet so many incredibly fantastic people. And it just literally inspired me to want to stay involved and do this. Even, lose, it hurts, but that's not why you do this, right? You do this because you're trying to do the right thing and help the people in the state that has literally provided everything for you. So here we are.
It is interesting, I guess, because there have been people that have said we need more business people in the legislature. And over the last couple of years, we have seen, I think, a lot more business people stand up. And you are obviously a very successful business person. Why do you think it's important to have more business people in general in the legislature?
We understand financial mechanisms. We understand common sense. And we also don't like bureaucracies. And I really do think that one of the enemies of the 21st century, just in general, are bureaucracies. And so we know how to manage through them and also fix them. So that's why it's a unique skill set that's problem solving. It's not sausage making. It is actual execution, because every single day, every decision that I make affects 650 employees and then some, because we got businesses outside of the state. So it matters to have people that understand decisions and consequences, and in particular, unintended consequences, because in business, I could make a decision that could have unintended consequences if I don't evaluate them, and it creates nothing but problems. It's the same thing in politics. Sometimes they create solutions to fix problems, and they don't think about the unintended consequences because they're not using common sense. And so it's providing that kind of simple, clear thought process and mindset to help fix problems. That's what the appeal of business people is.
Talking to Chris Miller, we're going to take a break. He's going to be a candidate for State Senate. We'll take a break and come back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction, because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction. Watch some of the state's best high school boys and girls basketball matchups live and free on Metro News TV, plus episodes of our exclusive interview series, State of Minds, and your favorite daily programs right now on your smart TV or streaming device. Get more information at wvmetronewstv.com. Metro News Television is powered by Lou Wendell Marine, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Dan Cava, GMC, Stike Wealth Enhancement, and Poca Valley.
Welcome back to the show. It is 9:53, the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, back at the Charleston Coliseum Convention Center, January 23rd through the 25th. Chris Lawrence, of course, will do West Virginia Outdoors live from there. 3-hour show on that Saturday morning. Admission $12 at the door. Those 12 and under get in for free. Hours will be noon till 5 on Friday, 9 till 9 Saturday, 10 till 5 on Sunday. The West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show at the Charleston Coliseum Convention Center, Friday, January 23rd through Sunday, the 25th. We're talking to Chris Miller, who is going to be a candidate for State Senate out of District 5. You mentioned some of the things that are on your agenda, and you're attacking this with a very ambitious agenda. But you're one of, there are other people in there. It's not like when you're running for governor or secretary of state or whatever, when you're the guy or the person, you got to work with other people. And you're going to be, if you are elected or whomever's elected you're going to be the new person on the block. How do you plan on attacking that?
Well, building bridges. That's what we do every day in business, that we build bridges. You can't get stuff done when you're an absolute a-hole. And so you've got to be good to everybody, right? And people always remember how you make them feel before it is what you say. So this is just what I'm made for. This is teamwork. This is creating a team and creating a map for execution, going out and executing. And I realize that I might not start off right at in charge of everything. That's okay. I'm just going to do everything that I can to work as absolutely hard as I possibly can for Cabell and Wayne counties, and also realize that my job is to protect the state and solve the problems the state's facing. The interesting thing is going to be who's going to be able to keep up, because I have a very high work rate and a lot of energy, and I'm prepared to actually be in that building for 12 hours a day busting my hump for the people of West Virginia. And so I hope everybody else is prepared to roll up their sleeves and do that as well, because there is a serious set of jobs that needs done.
When you were talking earlier about AI and things of that nature, one of the hot button topics over the last year or so has been data centers. We've talked about data centers. Where are you on data centers?
So we have to be smart about this. There are locations and areas that people that do not want data centers there. There also are, like when we're talking about being strategic, there are locations where we absolutely positively should be putting data centers. And here's why. The way that those servers and computational systems are calculated for property taxes, because of how expensive they are, even at salvage values, we're talking about $25 to $50 million in revenue for a county. You think about Mingo County, you think about McDowell County, you think about Wayne County that's really struggling. A data center there would provide an incredible amount of revenue for that county because of the way property taxes work. That would be an absolute game changer. So nobody wants a data center, just like nobody wants a power plant right beside their house. But there's plenty of sites and locations that we can find to put these in, because this is a financial obligation. We have a fiduciary duty inside of elected office to run the government, to do beneficial things for the people and manage the dollars and cents the right way. And this is something that's imperative when it comes to managing dollars and cents, because my goodness gracious, that is an incredible amount of money that we could have to improve education, to improve people training in trades, to improve healthcare, all kinds of things inside of just one county that has that data center. So we got to be smart, and I'm all for it in a lot of ways.
What you mentioned earlier that we needed to add, what did you say, 200,000 people to West Virginia? How do we market West Virginia? Ooh. I mean, to other people, to get them to want to either stay here. You brought your son with you. He's a young guy. How do you look at him and say, okay, your generation, we need you to stay here? Or how do we go on the national level and say West Virginia's the place to be?
Both things, right? So we have what the rest of the world, based on data, is looking for. We have what the rest of the country is looking for. We have hills and trees and rivers and streams and a high quality of life and a lower cost of living. We have some of the best people on planet Earth. There's something very beneficial to all of that stuff. And there are people all around the country that are looking for that. They're tired of being locked up in cities, surrounded by concrete, where if something happens like a pandemic, you're locked up in a quad building, up and down bunch of apartments, and you can't go anywhere. That is pure misery. That's not the way human beings are wired. So we have what people are looking for. And if we ramp up our economy and make it very, very beneficial for opportunity in the young kids to stay, then you hit it with a double-edged sword, right? You hit it with what people want that aren't here, and then you solve the problem that people are looking for that are here, and it's a win.
The couple of weeks ago, Chris, House Speaker Roger Henshaw came out and had a gathering, a little press event with some of the people of the Republican caucus, and he said on the House they want to focus on not so much on social issues, but they want to focus on jobs, the economy, so on and so forth. Didn't really hear that out of the Senate. Where are you on the social issues versus the other things?
So we need to be focusing on nothing but economic growth and development to solve the problems the state is facing. And if you break down every single problem that we have, it all boils back down to, if you create a thriving economy, you can fix it. You can fix PEIA, you can fix education, you can fix healthcare. And what you have to do all those things is you have to have the tax revenue and the systems to make it work. And so growing the population does exactly that. And how do you grow the population? You create an economy that thrives. Capital flows like water to the places that it's most welcome. And so if we make West Virginia welcome to capital and investment, systematically hitting singles and doubles and then setting it up for the home run and the grand slam, then the sky is the limit. And if we do this the right way, Dave, we can awake a sleeping giant. West Virginia could be, because of our resources, we could be the richest state in the country per capita. And when we do that, there's lots of problems that get solved.
You have your website or social media up and running yet?
Yeah, so it's millerforwestvirginia.com. It's just now fresh and up and running. And when I go file today, then they'll have a P.O. box and all this other stuff that'll make it official.
All right. Chris Miller, Republican candidate now. Going to go make it official. Head down the street. All right.
Thanks for having us, Dave.
Chris Miller. Coming up on tomorrow's show, Dr. Casey Sachs of Ridge Valley will stop by. We'll wrap up the Selango Law Light the Night. More on Restaurant Week in Charleston. And yes, Delbert Roush III, the new magistrate in Kanawha County, will be on the show tomorrow as well. Wilson Meadows coming up with Talkline. Our producer was the A-Train, Anthony Harmon. Thank you so much. I will see you later today on Metro News Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.